Be afraid. Be very afraid.
All right. I got to be honest. I'm a little nervous right now. The Bulls have now lost 4 straight games.
Well, I think it's not good.
Want to be a little more specific?
There's good and there's not good. This is not good.
We are what we habitually do. I'm going to say that one more time. We are what we habitually do. If we are habitually a person that lays in the house all day long, you always asleep, and you're trying to figure out, man, why am I not making any money? Well, you might habitually just be a lazy person. The Chicago Bulls are what they are. They are a team that cannot beat the top tier talents in the league. We are what we habitually do. And at this point in time, I'm a little bit afraid. This is not even an indictment on a 4-game losing streak right now. It's more so a long sample size of what Chicago Bulls have currently been doing and who they are. If we're going to make a strong run in the playoffs, we have to start winning these games. Before I delve into this video, can you guys just do me a huge favor? I mean, it costs you guys absolutely nothing just to hit that red button, hit the like button, and subscribe. We're going to delve into this topic. I'm a little bit concerned and afraid.
You are now getting a Warrior perspective. That's awesome.
The Bulls now are 12-18 against teams with a winning record. Let's think about that for a second. We have a losing record against teams who are above 500. Not to mention, we have yet to win a game against the top 3 teams in each conference. We have yet to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. We have yet to beat the Miami Heats. We can't beat the Warriors. We can't beat the Memphis Grizzlies. And for this moment in time, I'm a bit afraid. Now, I know your argument may be, oh, well, the only person with playoff experience is DeMar DeRozan. You're right. But you don't find it suspicious that when DeMar got traded from the Raptors won the NBA championship.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
Now, this is not an indictment on DeMar DeRozan, but that kind of tells you and surmises why we should be a little concerned as the Chicago Bulls fans. When this man left, couldn't get past LeBron. And I know your argument may be, oh, well, LeBron wasn't in the East anymore. But you still got to go against Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Well, Ben Simmons don't want to shoot. Ben Simmons was balling that season. As a matter of fact, it took Kawhi Leonard a game-winning shot to actually beat the 76ers that year. Think about that and put that in context. The Bulls do not have winning habits. When folks say we don't have Alonzo Ball, we don't have Alex Caruso, we don't have Patrick Williams, well, we have our big guns, don't we? You're so right. So for anybody to really say, oh, well, we don't see Lonzo Ball's Ayo's better than Lonzo Ball and we don't need him and things like that. Now you see why Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, and Patrick Williams are literally integral components to a championship game, or a team, should I say, on a roster. You're going to need folks like that on your roster. Let's talk about last night for a second, right? Clearly, the biggest issue was defense. We have no problem scoring. And if you watched the game last night, our biggest issue on the defensive end was transition defense. At some point in the game, it felt like the Bucks were running a 7 seconds or less offense. Watch the clips. Look at this play. Watch this possession. Literally, the minute there was a rebound, they were running. And they were creating offense with 7 seconds or less. Literally, 7 seconds or less. 16 seconds on the clock, they were already scored already. Literally. If you look at the shot clocks, literally 16 seconds. They've already, or literally 16 seconds, they got a basket already. And when the Chicago Bulls actually got them down past 16, we had some wonderful possessions. I'm a bit concerned because, yeah, we do have Tristan Thompson. And he offers some dynamics that we really, really need. We need size. We need some veteran presence. We need somebody who actually got it done as well, which is another championship individual with playoff experience and championship experience, right? But how can we compete against Giannis when he doesn't have the foot speed to stay in front of Giannis? And I know that the stats will say, oh, well, Giannis shot like 6 for or 7 for like 13 on possessions against Tristan Thompson. That's great, but how many times did Tristan Thompson actually draw a foul and went to the line because of being guarded by a Tristan Thompson? Giannis going to the line, being guarded by Tristan Thompson. Because there were very few possessions in which Tristan Thompson could actually keep Giannis in front of him. That lateral quickness was on display. It was literally no lateral quickness at all. So I say to say this: how are we going to even make a deep playoff run if we can't beat our top tier teams, let alone teams with 500 wins, at above 500, should I say anyway? How can we beat teams like that? Yeah, we know Zach is not 100%. Had a wonderful block against Trae Young. Ayo had some moments against Trae Young, and I know some folks would say Ayo's defense was subpar. But the argument is very, very simple. If you even look at the record, look at the stats right now, the Bulls are like 22nd in the league in defensive rating, after being 7th entering December. That is a fortuitous fall from the previous. You know, what you got to think about as well. This coincides with Lonzo Ball's and Alex Caruso's exit in December. You can remember safety protocol. Alex had some injury concerns. They literally went from 7th in defensive rating to now we're 22nd. Just think about that for a second. For anybody that wants to argue Lonzo Ball's greatness and his validity, just look at the stats. And as I've said in one of my videos before, Lonzo Ball's stats does not show up in the box score. So it's hard to even sit there and say, as a casual fan, man, this dude sucked tonight. He went for like 2 for 8. Not realizing this dude had he got his hand on the ball. This dude shut down somebody, gave him a hard time. The guy he was guarding had a low percentage that night. You don't necessarily shut down folks in the NBA, but you can give them a hard time. You can lower their shooting percentages. But we don't look at that. We don't even, the box score, all these YouTube cats who look at the YouTube highlights and stuff like that, don't necessarily understand what these guys bring to the table. And if you are not afraid at this moment in time, I would be afraid. We have a losing record against teams that are above 500. And we have yet to beat the top 3 teams in each conference. So what are our realistic expectations for us if we cannot do it? If we cannot do it, we have to start building habits now. The season ends on April 10th. It ends. And we have yet to get it done on a consistent basis. Hence why I say we are what we habitually do. If we can't stop the top tier teams and top tier talents, how can we habitually be a championship caliber team? I still feel as if the roster has some holes. I still feel as if we need an athletic wing player. Yes, Tristan Thompson offers size and presence. A tremendous upgrade. A tremendous upgrade at the backup center position. But again, I personally love Javonte Green. I think that energy guys are literally at a premium in the NBA. I love the fact that he goes out there and doesn't necessarily care about stats. And hence why a lot of folks have these high and lofty expectations for Lonzo Ball because of his, high draft status, number 2 overall pick. And his numbers aren't necessarily indicative of a number 2 overall pick. But a championship team needs folks who can care less about stats. Who can care less about, I didn't get my touches tonight. They care about literally the biggest stat of it all. The biggest stat of them all, which is winning. They going to make winning plays. And they're going to sacrifice their own individual stats and even status amongst NBA, the pantheon of NBA greats, just to ensure that their team are a championship contender, even championship worthy. I say this as I close this video out. I'm afraid we are now on a 4-game losing streak, the longest we have now of the season. We have now went from being the top seed to now number 4. Last night was literally the battle for the 3rd seed. Now we're at number 4. At this moment in time, if we don't turn this around this month, I don't care about who's injured, who's not injured. I hope you guys now see why a lot of us as YouTubers and big supporters of the Ball family see why these guys are so great. And you guys have Lonzo Ball, somebody who literally does not care. He's been on record for saying, I only care about winning. You now see why Alex Caruso is such a coveted commodity. And why literally the Lakers, oh my gosh, let's not talk about the Lakers right now, literally made a dumb mistake by letting Alex go. You now see why these guys are so impactful. They are the unsung heroes on a championship team. And now, if you are a Chicago Bulls fan, you should be afraid. I'm afraid. I don't see us going far. Yes, we're going to get in. We don't have enough games left. We're going to get in. But what are we going to do when we're there? Literally, what are we going to do when we're there? Right now, if we were the playoffs today, we would be playing the Boston Celtics. How would we fare against? Now, we've beaten Boston. But we've had habitually shown what we are. And what we are is a really good team that just cannot beat other teams. We are a decent team right now. That given the current circumstances situation, we cannot get it done in the transition defense. We struggle against wing players. We struggle against athletic bigs, hence Joel Embiid, hence Giannis Antetokounmpo, hence Kevin Durant. Hence the fact that if your team runs, hence the Warriors, literally, we got killed by the Warriors because transition defense is non-existent, folks. This is the stuff that we got to keep in mind moving forward. We are what we habitually do. If you guys enjoy my content, you guys enjoy my video, man, just do me a huge favor. Hit that red button. Hit that subscribe button and like the channel. This does a lot for the YouTube algorithm. It helps convince my wife that, hey, let's continue to make videos and sacrifice time away from my family in the effort of just pursuing a passion of mine. So that being said, man, you guys be blessed. You guys have a blessed day. Put God first in anything that you do. Truly, he's the author and finisher of all our stories. You guys be great, and let's go Bulls.